I am Shirish Yadav. I am your host for the day, representing Capricot Technologies, a Win Zero company. And we are going to do a hair simulation session today with Mr. Jignesh Mistry. He's a technical manager for M&E, and he will be taking you through the entire walkthrough about how hair simulation can be made easy, the shortcuts, and the best practices which are prevailing in the industry.
And Arnold as one of the renderers. As you can see, one of the people been using very extensively to create some realistic output. Some of you must be also playing games based on our client's product and their work. And I hope you must have seen Multiverse Madness of Doctor Strange. This was one of the Netflix movie that came. So that was Autodesk and their clients who are actually making some wonderful stuff across the world. Uh, One of the things that I personally love about various other creative people out there, they are so passionate about their work, and that includes me also. I'm also passionate about my work, my thing that I actually create, and so should be all of the people who are learning, who are also into the industry, who are hungry for new and new tools. With that said, I just wanted to highlight certain things when it comes to Maya. The current version that I'll be actually using is a 2024. Pretty soon, not very far off, you will be also having another webinar in future from me myself. I'll be actually highlighting more on the new features of 3ds Max 2024 and Maya 2024 and its practical use. Basically, that's what my highlight is always been, like these features, where you can use, how you can use, is something that I intend to share with all of my clients and even the people who follow me, or they follow my work over the years. I try to lay it off as simple as possible rather than make things very complicated. If there is any complication, I make it simple. That's something that I try to do with my clients. If it is not simple, even person like me, I personally don't feel right, oh, I couldn't help him, or I couldn't do much about that part because this was the restriction and this was the restriction. To provide the correct solution is something that that's something is my passion over the years that I have learned, and that's what I'll be also presenting in front of you. What today's topic is more on the practical application of what Maya, within Maya, you can actually have. Um, I'll be speaking in both in English and Hindi time and again. So अगर कोई difficulty है आपको या कुछ भी अगर if there is any questions, please आप chat box में लिख सकते हैं या फिर mention कर सकते हैं. I'll address that at the end of this session. When it comes to hair simulation, I'm seeing Maya from last 20, almost like 20 years, almost 20 years, right from before when it was not of Autodesk. Simulation is something that has been fascinating for all the people in the working in the industry. What makes their work easy is something will be always be fascinating for an artist. That artist doesn't have to worry about this part. Oh, this is automatically been taken care. Okay, that's something that actually is the key element about developing such kind of a tools. So the very first simulation that I saw during my early days was cloth simulation, and I was blown away. Oh my god, you can actually create a cloth simulation directly within Maya. That was fascinating for me, and Maya has amazed me later, time and time and again by developing tools like hair and many other tools over the years. This tool that I'll be actually speaking you today is not a very new tool. It is there in Maya for over a time. But what the reason why I actually intended to pick up this topic is because ज़्यादा लोगों ने इसे यूज तक नहीं करा है. ये इतने सालों से इस इंडस्ट्री में है, लेकिन अगर लोग अगर से मैं पूछता हूँ एक्सजेन आपने यूज किया है? हाँ, मैं जानता हूँ कि उसके अंदर कुछ अवेलेबल है फॉर हेयर, लेकिन मेरे पास टाइम नहीं है टू स्टडी द एंटायर थिंग, तो इसलिए अभी तक मैंने यूज नहीं करा है. ओके, एंड बहुत सारे आपके जो करंट प्रोजेक्ट्स हुए या इवन दो स्टूडेंट्स हु आर लर्निंग राइट नाउ, उन लोगों को भी अगर मैं अगर बोलने जाऊं कि यार हैव यू हर्ड अबाउट एक्सजेन, हैव यू डन एनीथिंग इन एक्सजेन, और आप लोगों के क्या कैरेक्टर बेस्ड आप लोग अपना पोर्टफोलियो अगर बना रहे हैं या नहीं बना रहे, जो आज की डेट में इंडस्ट्री इज लुकिंग फॉरवर्ड टू. Industry is also looking forward to for other skills. What all things you know, they just don't need an animator or just a modeler or something like that. अगर आप जनरली सारी चीजें अगर डालोगे अपने पोर्टफोलियो में, तो भी आपके लिए बहुत फायदेमंद रहता है. ये मैं वर्किंग प्रोफेशनल्स के लिए भी बोलूंगा. Even those people who are working right now in studios, you have to keep on learning and increasing your skills. That will be giving you a more market value for that matter. I know there are other tools also, or like a plugin available within Maya that would be actually give you a hair simulation. But मैंने जो personally देखा है कि आप पहले ये तो देख लीजिए कि माया के अंदर क्या अवेलेबल है. और ये टूल एक तरीके से माया 2020 14 से ही आना शुरू हुआ एक तरीके से. एंड ओवर द इयर्स इट हैज आल्सो बीन डेवलप्ड. ऐसा नहीं है कि डेवलप नहीं हुआ है, अच्छा डेवलपमेंट हुआ है, और आप लोगों को सिर्फ अवेयर कर रहना चाहिए कि व्हाट इज देयर अवेलेबल इन द मार्केट राइट नाउ. दूसरे टूल्स जो भी आए हैं बेस्ड आर बेसिस ऑन दिस व्हाट आई विल बी शेयरिंग यू टुडे, टू बी वेरी फ्रैंक. ओके, है कुछ ऐसे हेयर सिमुलेशन और हेयर प्लगइन्स जो आपको आपके काम को थोड़ा आसान करेगा. मैं मानता हूं, आई डू अग्री ऑन दैट पार्ट कि कोई भी टूल परफेक्ट नहीं होता. परफेक्ट तब होगा जब आर्टिस्ट उसको अपनी तरीके से ढाले. Okay, tools are available, but if artist is not able to use it properly, then that tool is useless. Okay, irrespective how good that tool may be, but artist itself is not able to use it, what's the use of it? Okay, so that's where my point is कि like अगर आप एक artist हो, make sure you know what you are using and how well you can use it. That includes Maya as a software as a whole also. Okay, so with that being note being said, let me just quickly this is just a simple formality about what this head simulation is all about. Just one sec. Yeah. So hair simulation and XGen fundamentals is something that is our main topic today. XGen is a very powerful instancing tool that will be replicating whatever work that you will be doing it, and it will be converting itself into hair like work that you will be actually seeing. What you're looking right now is something that I cooked up on my own, which was what, a day job, max to max a day job. This is something that I can actually work on, and it would be presentable in rendering. So within Maya, this is something that you can actually come up into that. Then it would be giving you fur, it can give you hair and natural simulation and phenomena. That's the main you can say purpose of XGen. Now, the journey of XGen has been fascinating, to be very frank. The very first thing that it was cooked up in was in studio altogether. That studio is none other than our Walt Disney, and they actually practically used it in one of their projects. This is the very first project that they actually used in. If anybody knows this, this was Tangle. Then they came up with various other projects that was like Zootopia. Then Witches is one of the games. Even currently, for many of your stunt double that you actually see in your movies, stunt doubles, that why I'm saying very specifically, like these days they you don't find various stuntmen, they will be risking their lives to do a very dangerous stunt for hero. No, it doesn't happen anymore, or you can say it doesn't happen very often now. People use CGI stunts double. That means exactly the replica of Arnold, or I would say Ritik Roshan when it comes to war, or some other various other Indian projects too, that people have been making over the years. So इन सारे मूवीज में भी अगर आप देखने जाओगे तो एक्टर्स लोगों ने अपने जान जोखिम में डालकर ये सारे स्टंट्स नहीं किए. They have been recreated entirely within CGI, including their hair and everything, cloth, ड्रेसिंग एंड मेकअप्स एंड एवरीथिंग. सो ऐसे स्टंट सीजीआईज बनाने के लिए भी बहुत काम में आया है एक्सचेंज. So this is something that you can actually look forward in today's session. So let's get back to Maya in 2024 is the version that I'll be using. XGen is getting packaged with 2024 also. That's why I'll be actually elaborating more on that. Now, अगर से suppose मुझे इसमें कुछ भी अगर create अगर करना है anything in XGen, I'll give you a very basics about it. XGen is something like, as I mentioned, कि वो आपका इंटरैक्टिव टूल है. ठीक है, तो अगर आपको अगर कुछ भी अगर बनाना है तो वो आप अपने पॉलीगॉन के जो अगर सरफेस अगर रहेगा, लाइक अ स्फीयर और एनीथिंग, तो इनमें ही ये आप एक तरीके से आप बनाते हैं. जितना अच्छा आपका सरफेस रहेगा उतना अच्छा ये आपको आउटपुट अच्छे सेगमेंट्स रहेंगे, अच्छी यूवीज रहेंगी, अच्छी अगर से सपोज आपके जिस तरीके से आप टेक्सचरिंग करते हैं, अगर आप टेक्सचरिंग अगर जो लोग अगर इस फील्ड से हैं, आप लोग अगर टेक्सचरिंग करते हैं तो टेक्सचरिंग का सबसे इंपॉर्टेंट पार्ट क्या है? यूवीज. आप लोगों को यूवीज अच्छे से फ्लैट अप करने पड़ेंगे, तब जाकर वो फिर बाद में अच्छे से काम करेगा, राइट? तो यहां भी वैसा ही है, टेक्सचरिंग करते हुए ही आपको हेयर सिमुलेशन करना है. यानी कि आपको टेक्सचरिंग के लिए जो जो इंग्रेडिएंट्स यूज करनी है, वही सारी इंग्रेडिएंट्स यहाँ भी आती हैं. तो यानी कि अगर से सपोज मैंने 40x40 अगर से सपोज रखा हुआ, एक अच्छा रेजोल्यूशन रखा, और फिर बाद में अगर मुझे इसमें अगर एक्सजेन जैसी अगर कोई चीज अगर डालनी है, तो वो मैं आऊंगा यहाँ पर इन एक्सजेन. दिस इज द पैलेट दैट यू विल एक्चुअली यूजिंग. ये एक क्लासिक तरीका है. मैं पहले आपको क्लासिक तरीका समझा देता हूँ कि व्हाट एग्जैक्टली हाउ एक्सजेन यूज्ड टू वर्क अप टिल नाउ. आई मीन अप टिल नाउ इन द सेंस आई एम टॉकिंग अबाउट 2018 तक. ठीक है, 18-17 तक अगर से सपोज मैं बताऊं तो एक्सजेन किस तरीके से काम करता था. एक्सजेन इस तरीके से काम करता था कि आपको अगर से सपोज एक डिस्क्रिप्शन अगर पहले तो क्रिएट करनी पड़ती. इवन हाँ, then before I start off with XGen, any tool, any plugin, any hair वर्क दैट यू एक्चुअली डू। पास्ट में भी अगर देखने जाओगे, मैंने जब हेयर पे सबसे पहले अच्छे से काम अगर किया था, तो वो एक प्लगइन के थ्रू ही मैंने किया था, बिकॉज ड्यूरिंग दैट डे, दोज डेज इतना अच्छी तरीके से वो स्टाइलाइजेशन नहीं हो पा रहा था। ठीक है, तो स्टाइलाइजेशन नहीं हो रहा था, तो जिसकी वजह से मैंने एक प्लगइन यूज किया था जिसका नाम था शेवन हेयर कट। जो पुराने, अगर से सपोज हमारे कोई आर्टिस्ट अगर इस पैनल में अगर रहेंगे, इस ऑडियंस में रहेंगे, तो उनको पता रहेगा कि शेवन हेयर कट वाज आल्सो दी टूल दैट पीपल यूज्ड टू यूज अप टिल 2016-17 तक। 16-17 तक वो पैकेज हो रहा था, फिर बाद में अभी बनना बंद हो गया। ठीक है, तो इस तरीके यही होता है। मतलब अगर आप थर्ड पार्टी प्लगइन की अगर आप बात करेंगे ना, तो वो लोग एक तरीके से एट सर्टेन पॉइंट ऑफ टाइम सपोर्ट करते हैं, फिर बाद में डिपेंड्स अपॉन दैट कंपनी एंड ऑल कि वो कितनी देर तक वो डेवलपमेंट कर सकते हैं। सो शेवन हेयर कट वाज आल्सो अ गुड टूल, जिसमें हम सिमुलेशन वगैरह सब बहुत अच्छे से कर पाते थे। तो विद इन शेवन हेयर कट हो या इवन माया ऑल्सो फॉर दैट मैटर, इवन माया हैड अर्लियर फॉर एंड एवरीथिंग। तो हर चीज में हम लोगों को डिस्क्रिप्शन पहले बनाना ही पड़ता था। दिस इज द बेसिक्स, द वेरी बेसिक्स ऑफ एनीथिंग, एनी प्लगइन दैट यू गो इनटू। किसी भी हेयर में अगर आप जाओ, आपको डिस्क्रिप्शन पहले क्रिएट करना पड़ता है रिगार्डिंग वॉट एवर यू वॉन्ट। तो अगर से सपोज मैं क्रिएट डिस्क्रिप्शन की अगर मैं बात करूं, तो दिस इज व्हाट यू एक्चुअली गेट। अगर कोई लोग इस पैनल में अगर रहेंगे और उन लोगों के सामने माया अगर खुला रहेगा, तो प्लीज आप माया खोल के यू कैन चेक इट आउट वेयर यू कैन गेट दिस डिस्क्रिप्शन एंड एक्सचेंज। तो इसमें अगर से सपोज मैं एक्सचेंज डिस्क्रिप्शन की अगर मैं बात करूं, द वेरी फर्स्ट थिंग दैट यू विल बी डूइंग इज प्लीज नेम योर डिस्क्रिप्शन, बिकॉज देयर इज अ चांस दैट यू विल बी डूइंग मल्टीपल डिस्क्रिप्शन, और विद इन दैट डिस्क्रिप्शन यू विल बी क्रिएटिंग मल्टीपल कलेक्शन। राइट, मल्टीपल कलेक्शन का मतलब ये हो गया कि अगर से सपोज मुझे एक हेयर यहां से चाहिए, तो एक हेयर मुझे कहीं और से चाहिए। यू नेवर नो, कोई क्रिएटिव कैसा क्रिएटिव वर्क रहेगा उसके ऊपर डिपेंड करता है। तो अगर मुझे एक ही हेड के ऊपर मल्टीपल अगर से सपोज हेयर स्टाइलिंग अगर करनी है, जो आज की डेट में होती है, आप अगर किसी बार्बर शॉप में भी अगर चले जाएंगे, तो वो अलग अलग हेयर स्टाइल्स आपको बता देगा, बॉस ये चाहिए, ये चाहिए, ये चाहिए। गर्ल्स हैज all almost like hundreds and 250 varieties, or more than that, or thousands of choices of few that matter, which is, to be very frank, very good for you guys, but you girls are all together. But अगर से suppose आप देखने जाओ, तो आपके पास इतने सारे हेयर के चॉइसेस अवेलेबल रहते हैं, स्टाइल के चॉइसेस अवेलेबल रहते हैं, तो उसी तरीके से आपको अपने 3D में भी अप्लाई करना है। जो रियल लाइफ में रहता है वैसा ही हम यहाँ पर अप्लाई कर रहे हैं। एक तरीके से आप एक लट अगर से सपोज बना रहे हो, ठीक है, तो एक लट की एक डिस्क्रिप्शन आपने रखी हुई है, उसी डिस्क्रिप्शन के अंदर और फर्दर दो तीन अगर लट अगर आप बना रहे हो, तो वो आप कलेक्शन बनाओगे। आई रिपीट माई सेल्फ, अगर आपका एक पूरा हेयर अवेलेबल है, उसमें अलग अलग लट अगर आप बना रहे हो, तो आप उसके लिए अलग अलग कलेक्शन बनाओगे। एक हेयर डिस्क्रिप्शन, मल्टीपल कलेक्शन। right, ठीक है। So this is the basics and crux of this description that I am actually trying to make you out. तो इसमें अगर मैं से वेबिनार अंडरस्कोर हेयर के तौर पर अगर से सपोज मैंने इसे रखा, एंड आई एम क्रिएटिंग हेयर लाइक लॉन्ग हेयर समथिंग लाइक दैट, लॉन्ग अंडरस्कोर हेयर लाइक दिस। ठीक है, मैंने एक कलेक्शन इसके अंदर रखी हुई है। तो इसमें अगर से सपोज मुझे किस तरीके से चाहिए, लाइक हाउ आई वांट इट, मुझे एक स्प्लाइन बेस्ड चाहिए, ग्रूम बेस्ड चाहिए, कस्टम बेस्ड चाहिए, स्पीयर बेस्ड चाहिए, या कार्ड बेस्ड चाहिए। नाउ ये जो तीन आप देख रहे हो, ये एक तरीके से हेयर नहीं बनाते। ये हेयर के जैसे जो आपकी प्रॉपर्टीज होती हैं, वो दूसरी चीजों में अप्लाई करने के काम आती है। तो यानी कि अगर से सपोज मुझे इसी तरीके से एक्स जेन को इस्तेमाल कर कर आई वॉन्ट टू क्रिएट ग्रीनरीज एंड ग्रासेस ऑल ओवर माई माउंटेन, आई कैन डू दैट विद दिस टूल। ठीक है, बट सिंस दिस इज नॉट आवर टॉपिक टुडे, तो मैं इसमें ज्यादा एलैबोरेट नहीं करूंगा, लेकिन एक टच पॉइंट आपको दे रहा हूं कि ये उस चीज के लिए यूज होता है। ठीक है, हमारा आज का जो टॉपिक है वो ज्यादा स्प्लाइन बेस्ड और ग्रूम बेस्ड रहेगा। स्प्लाइन बेस ज्यादातर हम लोग यूज करते हैं फॉर हेयर स्टाइलिंग ऑल टुगेदर। इसमें भी जनरेटिंग प्रिमिटिव, यूनिफॉर्म और यूजिंग कंट्रोल एज एक्सप्रेशन करके ये मुझे यहां पर मिलता है। आपके ऊपर डिपेंड करता है कि आप एक्चुअली क्या बनाना चाहते हो। अभी मैं पर्सनली अगर आप मुझे बोलो तो मुझे ना फुल कंट्रोल चाहिए. I want complete control in my hand how my so-called hair would be should be made properly. यानी कि मुझे ये लट यहीं से चाहिए, मुझे यहाँ ऊपर ऐसा ही चाहिए, you know, all those ये पूरा जो डिजाइनिंग अगर मुझे मेरा हेयर का अगर करना है तो then I need complete control. जितना अच्छा कंट्रोल आपके हाथ में रहेगा उतने अच्छे स्टाइल आप बनाओगे. ठीक है, ये सेम सारे प्लगइन्स में अवेलेबल है. Control is the most important key to do that in this part, or in order to do a proper control you require guides. ठीक है, तो मैं यहां पर प्लेसिंग एंड शेपिंग ऑफ गाइड्स करूंगा जिसकी वजह से मैं अच्छे से इसके अंदर काम कर सकूं. ठीक है, और फुल कंट्रोल से मैं अच्छे से कर सकूं. क्रिएटिंग राइट नाउ. अब जैसे मैंने यहां पर क्रिएट किया, अरे कुछ बना ही नहीं. वाई इज दैट सो? क्योंकि मैंने ऑटो जनरेशन मैंने बंद रखा है, मैंने सीधा गाइड पे क्लिक करा. तो इसका मतलब ये कि जब तक मैं इसके अंदर गाइड्स नहीं बनाऊंगा मेरा यहां पर काम होने नहीं वाला. ठीक है, तो इन ऑर्डर टू डू गाइड्स आई विल बी प्लेसिंग गाइड्स हियर. कैन यू सी दिस? ऐड एंड मूव गाइड. ठीक है, ऑलराइट. यहाँ ये एक तरीके से एक्सजेन का अपना कंप्लीट डिस्क्रिप्शन है जिसमें आपको प्रिमिटिव, प्रीव्यू, modifier, grooming, utilities, and expression. These are your different channels through which you will be actually working in your XGen. Again, I'm saying this is the classic way of doing it. I'll be actually giving you both classic and new version of XGen. So stay tuned till the end. So anyways, the classic version में बताने का main purpose ये था क्योंकि ये आपको प्रॉपरली बताएगा कि आप कितने अच्छे से कस्टमाइज कर सकते हो दोनों ही टूल, यानी कि क्लासिक एंड जो आगे चलकर मैं आपको बताऊंगा जो मॉडर्न टूल है जिसे हम इंटरैक्टिव ग्रूमिंग टूल कहते हैं. ठीक है, आई बी शोइंग यू दैट ऑफ कोर्स. तो उन दोनों में एक तरीके से कॉमन चीज तो यही है कि हमें गाइड्स अच्छे से चाहिए. अब काम करने का तरीका दोनों का अलग अलग रहता है. सो व्हाट यू शुड डू इज लाइक फर्स्ट प्लान इट आउट कि मुझे करना क्या है. ठीक है, मुझे अगर से सपोज मेरे हेयर में अच्छा एनिमेशन भी डालना है ना तो फिर देखो मैं ऐसा नहीं बोलूंगा कि यहां नहीं हो सकता, क्लासिक मोड में नहीं हो सकता है, लेकिन फ्रैंकली स्पीकिंग थोड़ा झंझट है. करने अगर जाते थे ना तो वी यूज टू डू अ लॉट ऑफ मिक्सिंग ऑफ टू डिफरेंट टूल्स एंड देन वी यूज टू गेट सिमुलेशन. ठीक है, थोड़ा झंझट है इसके अंदर. वो झंझट हटा देता है नया टूल, ग्रूमिंग टूल. ठीक है, तो वो क्या है वो मैं आपको आगे चलकर अभी बताऊंगा. दैट समथिंग दैट्स द डिफिकल्टी दैट इट विल बी गेटिंग रीडिंग ऑफ. तो एनीवेज, तो जस्ट टू क्रिएट, सो विल बी यूजिंग द एक्स जेन, द क्लासिक वन, टू डिजाइन योर हेयर. सो यहाँ डिजाइनिंग आप अच्छे से सीख पाओगे. ओके, अच्छे से डिजाइन वगैरह सब करना, और फिर बाद में अगर से सपोज सिमुलेशन भी अगर करना तो इसमें हो सकता है, ऐसा नहीं हो सकता. लेकिन कई बार क्या हो जाता है कि हमारे पास ऐसे कैरेक्टर्स रहते हैं जिसमें हेयर ज्यादा मूवमेंट नहीं करने वाला. हेयर रहेगा, अच्छा दिखेगा, लेकिन वो ज्यादा मूवमेंट नहीं करने वाला. हो सकता है कि ऐसी आपके पास अगर सपोज कैरेक्टर है जिसने अपनी बन बांधी हो, कैरेक्टर, दैट कुड बी एनीथिंग. इवन इंडियन मैथोलॉजी अगर से सपोज आप काम करते हो, इंडियन सीरीज में भी अगर आगे चलकर अगर आप काम करोगे तो जरूरी नहीं कि हेयर हमेशा रहेगा, हेयर सिमुलेशन हमेशा रहेगा, जरूरी नहीं है. ठीक है, राइट. सिर्फ हेयर का प्रेजेंस है वहां पर, बट वो हेयर अच्छे से दिखना चाहिए. यू नो, वो हेयर हेयर दिखना चाहिए. इट शुड नॉट लुक फेक. तो इन ऑर्डर टू क्रिएट रियलिस्टिक डिजाइंड हेयर, XGen would be very much helpful for you. And the key part is, again, I'm highlighting it very prominently, is guide. So ये एक गाइड अगर से सपोज मैंने बनाया और फिर ये एक दूसरा गाइड अगर मैंने यहाँ पर तैयार करा, इस गाइड को जिस तरीके से भी आप अगर डिजाइन करोगे उस तरीके से ये फिर बाद में आपके हेयर को मैनिपुलेट करेगा. इसका मतलब ये कि अगर से सपोज मैं यहाँ पर इसे इंक्रीज कर रहा हूँ स्केल करके, ठीक है, और इसे मैं थोड़ा छोटा रख रहा हूँ टेरिया, तो छोटे गाइड से और बड़े गाइड के बीच में जितना भी अंतर है उनके बीच में मेरा हेयर सिमुलेट होगा. Can you see this? It is following exactly my guide from lower to higher, right? तो है ना काम की चीज. तो ये गाइड एक तरीके से हमारे लिए ब्रेड एंड बटर है। तो इसमें अगर से सपोज मुझे इसे अगर मूव करना है या कुछ भी करना है, तो आई डू गेट समथिंग नोन एज स्कल्प्ट गाइड टूल। ठीक है, इसमें कैसा रहता है कि अगर मुझे इस गाइड को थोड़ा सा बेंड करना है तो ये मैं बेंड कर सकता हूं। अगर आप लोग माया से फेमिलियर हैं और माया में नर्व्स कर्व से अगर आप फेमिलियर हैं, तो ये आपको फिर बाद में और अच्छे से बता पाएगा, क्योंकि नर्व्स कर्व भी एक तरीके से सिमिलर तरीके से काम करता था। एक्सक्यूज मी। इसमें भी वैसा ही है, ये मैं नर्व्स कर्व की तरह ही इसे गाइड वाइज कर रहा हूं। तो एक मैंने थोड़ा सा यहाँ रखा और एक मैंने समथिंग लाइक ऐसा रखा। व्हाई आई एम सेइंग लाइक इट एक्चुअली वर्क्स सिमिलर टू योर नर्व्स कर्व, बिकॉज मैंने अगर राइट क्लिक करके अगर गाइड कंट्रोल पॉइंट्स अगर यूज किया, कैन यू सी दिस, इट एक्चुअली लुक्स लाइक वर्टेक्सेस। और ये है ही वर्टेक्सेस, ये एक तरीके से वर्टेक्स ही है। तो यू कैन एक्चुअली मॉडल इट एज पर योर विल। ठीक है, कैन यू सी दिस? कुछ इस तरीके से मैंने इसे किया और फिर बाद में मैंने इसे ऑब्जेक्ट कोड में डाल दिया। एंड इफ आई क्लिक ऑन प्रीव्यू, इट गोज फ्रॉम हियर टिल हियर। राइट, सो दिस इज द बेसिक्स ऑफ एनीथिंग। आई मीन लाइक अगर से सपोज आप देखने जाओगे तो गाइड ही आपके बेसिक्स है। इसमें फिर बाद में आप इसको जैसा डिजाइन करना चाहिए आप डिजाइन कर सकते हैं, जैसे कि इफ आई कैन इंक्रीज द डेंसिटी और रिड्यूस द डेंसिटी, I can reduce the length, increase the length. I can actually reduce the width over here, something like this, right? तो ये एक तरीके से आपके हेयर के जैसा काम कर रहा है, and you can work according to your will, whatever way you want to, right? So now before I begin, अगर से suppose मैं यहाँ पर इसकी बात करूं कि ये लाइक दूसरा जो टूल अवेलेबल है वो क्या करता है, तो वो हम लोग ज्यादातर यूज करते हैं। आई जस्ट डिलीट दिस पार्ट। वापस मैं डिस्क्रिप्शन अगर क्रिएट करूं, तो क्रिएट अ डिस्क्रिप्शन। द सेकेंड वन इज ग्रूम टूल। नाउ दिस ग्रूम टूल इज एक्चुअली मेजरली एज इट लुक्स, आप देख सकते हैं कि ये किसके जैसा दिख रहा है, ये ज्यादा दिख रहा है लाइक अ एनिमल फर। राइट, तो ये एक एनिमल फर के जैसा आप अगर आप कुछ बना रहे हो विद इन योर कैरेक्टर, दैट कुड बी एनीथिंग, दैट कुड बी एक्चुअली योर टाइगर, योर cheetah, or whatever you want to actually, even for rabbits or fox or whatever you want to. Zootopia में बहुत एक्सटेंसिवली ये इस चीज को यूज किया गया, जहां आपको एनिमल दिखता है तो वहां पर वो लोग ग्रूमिंग टूल को सबसे ज्यादा यूज करते हैं। सो एनीवेज, यहाँ पर अगर मैंने इसे क्रिएट करा, तो यू कैन सी हियर it is like this. So you can see this is a grooming tool. All right, तो इसे अगर मैंने डेंसिटी अगर मैंने इंक्रीज करी तो यहां पर, so as you can see here, this is more of a grooming tool, and this is actually been used for fur. Or, and say suppose if I want to increase the length of it, because I do get various tools available over here, which is one is for the length part, one is for the noise part, one is for the width part. So suppose if I want to increase the width within that, if I want to erase certain area, I can erase certain areas over here. All right, and I can reduce now. If you reduce the spacing between them and click, it will be giving you more amount of density, right? So this gives you a very nice looking fur sort of a link, and you can actually build it from here wherever you want to. You can actually, if you want to make it less dense, you can increase the density. As you make changes, make sure you are actually clicking on preview, because it will be click on, it's one way of making it updated. It doesn't do automatic updated right up till now, till 2024. So you have to just click on over here and make sure it is getting updated, right? This way I can increase the length and increase over here. Yes, and this way, right? So this is also very interactively using a groom, or you can a groom tool is actually very interactive, but the only problem here is, if this could be very good for your beards or for animal fur for that matter, but if you actually think in, oh, if I want to use it for a long hair, practically it is not viable for your long hair or for your stylizing your hair. This is good enough for your fur. Okay, so if you think about, if your project is requiring for a fur part, then you can always go for a groom tool, right? So anyways, so why, there is a reason why I showed you this groom tool, because the modern tool that I was talking about earlier is based on this tool. All right, they took an inspiration of this part and they actually put it on further. That's why I showed you this part. Anyways, let's continue with our older one. So as you can, as per my old way, the earlier way, actually not the old way, the earlier way, all right, that's the correct way to say it. In my earlier way, here and try here, right? Take it and placing it as per the guide. So in this one, this so-called placing it as per the guide way, uh, the guide are the most important thing. What if I have a model, and if I want to use that as a guide? Can I do that? Yes, you can, but provided you have to convert it into curves. For that, for instance, if I used this one, right? I'll make it. I'll do one thing. I'll make it a new one itself, rather than working on this itself. I'll make a new one. May give a bit of a high res, say somewhere around 60 by 60. I'll make it by 50 by 50. Yeah. All right. Okay. And make it a hemisphere. Right click, faces over here, delete. Okay. Why I cut it over here? Because I want to model it. What kind of a modeling I'm talking about? I don't know if you know about Maya modeling, but within Maya, you also get something known as sculpting. So if you talk about sculpting, you also get like pull and push tools over here. I'll be making it like this. Okay, so think this as one of your hair bun or something like that, right? A bit of a hair work, a sort of a hairy look or something like that, right? Okay, now within this hair, say suppose if I want curves here, can I do that? Yes, you can. Just simply double click over here and come into your convert. Sorry, the selection convert for that matter. I'm so sorry. This is the selection that I did, and I want to convert this edge, that is my polygon edge, to curve. Click over here and you get a curve. So this so-called curve can act as my guide. That is the main purpose that I was trying to explain you about this part. So say suppose if I have this edge over here, this edge over here, and if I placed G, this is another one, this is another one, edge, edge, select this edge, G, and you get your curves. Okay. Now based on this curve, I'll just hide this one. Can you see this? You get this, right? So Control Z. Right. So see, somewhere or the other, we have to create a description. Okay. So a basic shape would be used in order to create a description. And these curves can act as your guide. But let me give you some tips. These guides don't have vertexes. I mean, I'll just add up over here in a layer so that it won't be bothering me much. Okay. So these curves don't have vertexes, or you can say, sorry, vertex is the wrong word. The pivot is actually somewhere in the center. I don't want that. My pivots should start over here. So this is a manual work that you have to do. That right click over here, first one on the edit point, or over here. I just simply click here. This is a small modeling part that actually I'm actually making it. Curve over here. Modeling, curves, and detach. So this is another one curve, and this is another one. Same thing over here. Curve point and detach. This is another one. This is another one. Curve point and detach. If people are not learning about NURBS curve, you are really missing one heck of a thing, because I'm not saying that XGen is require curve very hardcore, but if you want to create a guide as per your model that you have already made, and I want to convert that model hair into XGen hair, then you require this curve. Okay, then you require this curve. Otherwise, you will be modifying your guide as per your will, as I just showed you. Okay, there are two ways of doing it. Either place your guide wherever you want to and modify your hair manually, or you already have a model, a hair model, and convert the edges into curve. Two ways, up to you. Whatever way, whatever the project demands, you have to do it that way. Okay, so the creative decision, the technical decision can be taken as per your model to model. I mean, it actually varies from model to model. So don't shy away yourself to that, oh, I don't know NURBS curve, how am I supposed to work on action? No, 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 there is no hard and fast as such. But yes, if you have a knowledge of NURBS curve, then it would be an added advantage, especially in order to model or design your hair more accurately. All right. So, anyways, back to our topic. So, suppose if I want my pivot to be over here, I'll simply make it live, snap it to my point, and click here. Sorry, D, and click here. Sorry. Okay. Snap it to my curve D and place it here. Click D, snap it. Yeah, okay, done. Click D over here. Can you see this? I'm pressing D for my pivot and then placing the vertices at the bottom. This is where I want my curves. I mean, the starting point of my curve. Why I'm doing this exercise? Because uh, the XGen is actually using the guides to design your hair. Okay, as we just saw, and at the same time it requires the guide's starting point. So say suppose if my guide point is somewhere over here, then the animation, the creation, and everything would be starting from there only. It won't be starting where I want, and I don't want my hair to start from here. आप अगर असल जिंदगी में भी देखें, even in your real life, the hair is actually embedded into the follicle of the hair is actually embedded into your skull. So the starting point itself is from that follicle, right? So that's how it actually it should be replicated. The starting point should be through the skull, not at the end of your hair. So that's why the pivot has to be close to your skull. So this is my skull and this is my point, and then all you have to do is like simply go into your description. Sorry, just one, this thing is actually bothering me a little bit. Just make it. Ah, yeah, anyways. Okay, so I just simply placed it. Click over here in your XGen and click here into your description, create a new description, make it hair, main hair. Okay. And make it like one or something like that. And I'll place it over here and click it. So I need not have to create a guide. What I'll do is simply convert my curves into guide. I can do that. Okay. So first and foremost, select this, come into your utilities. Okay. And in your utility, you get something known as curves to guide, right? Can you see this? This is your curve to guide. So just simply come into your outliner. Okay. Select all the curves, add it over here. It will take a little bit of a time and done. आई जस्ट मेड इट मतलब मैंने सारे कर्व्स के ऊपर काम नहीं किया, मैंने जस्ट थोड़े थोड़े कर्व्स के ऊपर ही काम किया, तो उसने सारे कर्व्स को ना लेकर जस्ट थोड़े थोड़े कर्व्स के ऊपर ही उसने बना दिया है, एंड इट इज दिस इज द गाइड दैट आई एम एक्चुअली गेटिंग इट नॉट वेरी एक्यूरेटली। मैंने जो मुझे जैसा चाहिए था वैसा नहीं आया, बिकॉज मैंने पिवट्स जो थे वो मेरे कुछ नीचे थे, तो आप अच्छा हुआ ये हुआ। इनफैक्ट टू बी वेरी फ्रैंक, दिस इज गुड दैट इट हैपेंड, बिकॉज सम ऑफ द कर्व्स वर हैविंग द पिवट ओवर हियर, दैट्स व्हाई द गाइड स्टार्टेड फ्रॉम हियर, and some of the pivot were from here. That's why the guide is starting from here. Getting me? So this is wrong and this is right. Okay. So delete for now. And this is the guide that I actually got. And if I click on preview, can you see this? I'm getting my hair from here. Okay. So the reason why I actually showed you this example over here from scratch is because I made the same thing over here. I already made it. Okay, of course, this one looks like all it's been bolded or something like that, but this is one, a collection. Can you see this? And this is the description. So bun is the description name, and I have different collection. Okay, so this is the collection second one, and it gives me this. This is the collection third one, which gives me the eyebrows. This is the collection where I have also lit the small LUTs, these LUTs, okay, as a different guide. And I get this. Right? Let me show you the render output. This render output was done in traditional way of Arnold. This is the one. I hope you like it. The traditional way of Arnold. I mean, like this. I'll also show you the share some tips about how to render it in Arnold. But this is just an output that I wanted to show you as a renderer, like this. Okay. Now for bun, actually, I used Taurus. The tool, the model Taurus. I don't know if I can actually show you here. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Yeah, yeah. Control H. Oh, sorry. Taurus. Can I see it? Control A. Yeah. Okay. So what I did here is like I actually did the same thing. I clicked on each and every edges over here, converted into curve, made sure that their starting point is from in the center. Okay. And made a bun. So in one way, I have two different objects, this and this. Three to be precise. This is another one as well as the hairband. Right? Okay. So this is something that I did it from scratch. It took me for a while, say अगर मैं continuously बैठता तो I think it would have been somewhere around 4 hours job, 4 hours job max, just to create the basics. But if you, I'm talking about just to create the basics. Huh? Please make sure of one thing. As a creative person, the amount of time that you spend on one particular thing will be actually creating more details. That's what I have learned. जितना आप ध्यान लगाकर एक पर्टिकुलर चीज के ऊपर कॉन्सेंट्रेट करोगे, इट विल बी गिविंग यू मोर डिटेल्ड इफेक्ट. ओके. तो अगर मुझे इसकी डिटेलिंग की बात करूं तो फिर हाँ, ऑफ कोर्स मुझे थोड़ा टाइम लग गया, बिकॉज मुझे मेरा काम भी करना है एंड देन आई वाज एक्चुअली प्रिपेयरिंग फॉर दिस. बट अगर डेडिकेटेडली अगर आप बैठते हो, बेसिक्स आपके 4 घंटे में तो बन जाएंगे, प्रोवाइडेड यू नो ऑल दीज टूल्स. ठीक है. वंस यू नो ऑल दी अनफेमिलियराइज विद ऑल दीज टूल्स, फिर वो चीज आपकी 4 घंटे में हो जाती है. एंड देन कम्स द क्रिएटिव पार्ट. ये लुक ऐसा होना चाहिए, ये लुक ऐसा होना चाहिए, यू नो, यहाँ पर ऐसा करो, यहाँ वैसा करो. दोज चेंजेस कैन हैपन, बट बेसिक्स इज समथिंग विच इज वेरी क्रूशियल टू इनिशिएट फर्स्ट. ओके. फर्स्ट इनिशिएशन हैज टू बी थ्रू बेसिक्स. सो ये एक बेसिक्स मैंने यहाँ पर बना के, ये तो एक मॉडल है. अगर आप देखने जाओगे तो दिस इज द अनदर वन. ठीक है. लेकिन मुझे ना इसका कर्व प्रॉपरली नहीं मिला. आई वांटेड अ प्रॉपर कर्व. I couldn't get it. That's why I didn't use this. Okay. This I again made it, but in a different way. I'll show you again. So anyways, ये तो बात की बात है. I'll just click it off and you get it. So I hope you liked it, right? And we can throw a poll question here. Either if you can actually give a poll over here, please do answer this poll. Which is the key way of getting the hairstyle accurately? Please answer quickly. Meanwhile, I'll just take a simple sip of my water. You have 30 seconds actually. Ten seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hope you have answered correctly. And the correct answer is how many people have answered? I can't see this actually. Okay. 33% have answered for guide. 8% answered for vertexes. Thank God nobody answered for UV. And 58% answered for curve. Let me answer the question first. The correct answer is guide. And those people who opted for curve, let me be very more clear about it. Curve मैंने use किया था to convert it into a guide. Okay, so guide is the most important thing. You prepare it however you want to. You prepare it with a curve and convert it into a guide, or you use a guide and stroke it all the way along. It's up to you, totally up to you. So guide is the most important thing here. Okay, and congratulations for those people who opted for guide. 33% is a good number, so I can see that most of the people are attentive. Okay, so moving on further. Now, as I was saying, if I want to like use render this part altogether, let me just come to the rendering part over here. In past, when it comes to renderer, within Maya, there were not much of options available. Only one thing was available, which was mental ray. Now, these days, if you ask me what is the rendering part, then I would say Arnold is proving it to be very useful. I'm using this as a one single slide. Sorry. Arnold is something which has been used very prominently. Some tips that actually I can mention it. If anybody can, if anybody wants to take a pic or whatever, you can take a pic of this itself, a screenshot. That when you use XGen in Arnold, make sure the description and everything is mentioned properly, right? That is one thing. The shaders that what you use are also very crucial. So currently what I'm actually you have used in my one of the renderer is the traditional one shader, the shader that is already there within XGen, okay, which is hair physical shader. Okay, not bad, not bad at all. It is really a good one. You also get a lot of options over here, but over the years Arnold also has come up with its own shader, and which gives you a built-in very realistic and very accurate look, actually, to be very frank, that I found it over the years, when XGen was introduced until the time Arnold was integrated within XGen. This has been one of the revolutionary revolution that I actually found it very fascinating, that such a shader is also available, and which gives you a very accurate and realistic look that you want to. Okay, so let me just share first how I did it, and I also do it from scratch. See, my point is, when you see it how I'm doing it, rather than just showing you ready-made examples, it makes much more sense. That's why I did something from scratch first and showed you that after 4 hours or after 5 hours, it looks something like this. Okay, if you want to see what kind of a guides I have used, please have a look. Sorry, have a look what kind of a guides I got. Yeah, can you see this? Most of the guides that you can see is starting their hair from here. As I told you, I wanted my guides to be sculpted exactly on my in within my skull. So I did it from there, and also the starting point is from here and going all the way to the top. So agar if I actually used this, can you see this? It actually goes like this. So I'm just making an undo. I'm just showing you that this is how I try to make it more accurate and more twisted and all those things. Okay? If I want to modify it further, because once you actually click over here, let's do it. Right. So if I have to modify it further, I can modify it from here. Now I have three different modifiers here. If I take it off, this is what I get at the start. A very straight looking hair. डिसेंट, नो डाउट अबाउट इट। यानी कि अगर आप मीटिंग के लिए अगर इस लड़की को अगर भेज रहे हैं, या शी इज वेयरिंग अ वेरी फॉर्मल और प्रेजेंटिंग हरसेल्फ इन अ वेरी फॉर्मल वे, देन ऑफ कोर्स दिस इज द आइडियल लुक दैट यू एक्चुअली गो फॉर. But say suppose if this girl is like has been from a journey from anywhere or something like that, some sort of a description would be there in her hair. So that's why we need a bit of a noise, so that it would be a bit piled up over here. I can increase and decrease the noise part, and that can be affected over here. Now, in order to render, I'm actually using Arnold. If I clicked on Arnold, it gives you a bit of a time. Oh, of course. I used a very heavy settings for this. I just clicked, it just clicked me. That's why it will be taking around 10 minutes to render. I'll make it very low, 3, so that it will be rendering very quickly. Excuse me. Sorry for that. Anyways, as you can see over here, this is the very basic Arnold look that you can actually see. I hope you can actually see it. I know it would be a bit flickery because I'm also running a Zoom and it is using up almost half of my RAM and everything. Using a laptop, right? As you can see over here, this is looking very straight. So this is the traditional way of rendering it in Arnold. Very traditional. I'm using a CPU-based Arnold render, and through which it is actually rendering my entire scene. And it would be having a bit of a noise and everything, but it's okay. In order to do a final render, then I have to increase my the render settings. That is over here. I have to increase my AA, that is anti-aliasing, at least till 10. As you can see, I've reduced it to 3 so that it would be rendered much more quicker for this part. uh, Say suppose if I want to render it more quicker, I want it more accurate, because right now what I'm using is the very standard shader that is available within the hair simulation, the xgen, to be very frank. That is, if so suppose if I clicked on bun, or I will just a second. Yeah, chin, hair. Yeah, control A, main hair. So this is the one that I'm actually using. These are the shaders that I actually am using. These are the parameters of that shader. Hmm, sorry. Yeah, I'll just drop it somewhere over here. Yeah, okay. So that you can actually see it. I'll just use the settings. So anyways, I don't want it. So this is the root part, the tip part, the diffuse weight, transparency, ambient occlusion, and colors, and then on so on and so forth. The primary highlight, the secondary highlight, the glare and transmission. These are the things that you will be actually using to modify it as per your will. So suppose if I want it complete black or something like this, a bit of a darker shade. Can you see here? It will be rendering as per that, right? Okay. The only problem here is in this particular way of working is that it is purely CPU based. So suppose if you want to render it quickly, I really don't have much of an option over here, because say if I want to do it quickly in order to render it very quickly, then I have to switch it to GPU. Then this is the GPU that it is getting used. That is my RTX 3050, right? And just increase it say by 6. If I tried using this part, then the problem here is that it won't be rendering it completely. It will just take a bit of a time. Can you see here? It simply turns into white. The standard hair physics shader is not being supported in my GPU. That's why it will be turning it white. It's getting rendered fast. Of course, it is getting quickly, very quickly, comparatively. But it is not getting supported. Now, this is a puzzle. What am I supposed to do? How am I supposed to use it for this part? If you want to use it like this, then, and at the same time, if you want to use for GPU and CPU both, I have a solution for that. All you have to do is simply select all your collection. Can you see? That is my lit and everything. I'll just stop this render over here. For that, you have to come into your hypershade. That is your whole and soul of or all of your texturing needs, right? Those people who doesn't know about hypershade yet, please go through it, because this is where you edit your materials. In your Arnold, you actually get something known as hair shader. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Yeah. Hair. Yeah. AI standard hair shader. Okay. I'll be just, sorry, it's there, but it's way far. Sorry. Okay. Okay. So this is my AI hair shader. What I'll be doing is, like, I'll be applying this hair into this shader into my hair. In order to do that, I have to select all of my collection properly. That is this one, and I think even my eyebrows, right? All of them. Right click, assign material to selection. So it's been applied over here. By default, it is black. Okay, by default it would be always black, but you'll see the magic. Now, since the render settings that I have kept it is as it is, I have not changed it. It is still GPU based. And play. Right, this is much more better and realistically looking shader that you can actually use over here. I personally loved it, because this actually came in 2018, 17, 18, when Arnold was properly integrated with Maya. And when GPU based rendering was also being introduced, it supported it. So I personally loved it, loved this part. Why? Then if I actually deep dive a little bit more, if I can, sorry, this thing is keep on bothering me today. Anyways, if I deep dive further properly into this, simply I'll be making it certain changes. Can you see this? It gives you very nice and fine look as per my Arnold rendering. By the way, I have just simply used an Arnold light with a sky dome and an HDRI. Okay. The HDRI is a simple studio HDRI, and all the lighting is calculated accordingly. So I'm not doing much of a lighting work over here, being a lazy person like me. To be very frank. But anyways, the HDRI is doing all most of the work, and the best part is, like, by default it is at the dark mode. There are presets available for whatever work kind of a hair you want, and you can also create your own presets based on whatever way you like it. So say suppose if I wanted blonde, it will simply change it and it will be blonde. Now it's not looking as blonde as it's supposed to be in my render. It is there in my viewport, but it's not so much blonde in my render. Why is that so? Because of this thing, Melian. It actually manipulates the pigment level of your hair, literally the pigment level of your hair. So suppose if I increase this, it gives you like this. And at the same time, say suppose if you want to change the base color, change it to yellow, make it more bright or orangish or something like this. Okay. And there are certain tint and specular factors also. So suppose if I am increasing the orange over here, like this gives you my base color. Into base. Yeah. If you find it the earlier settings to be back to normal or something like that, up to you. I mean, like, see, I'm just giving you some basic guideline. You can actually build your hair color and your shader from there, wherever you want, wherever way you want to. Okay, simply play with these parameters, and trust me, you will get some amazing results, really amazing results that you can actually add up to your portfolio. You can also utilize certain utilities. There are tons and tons tips available on YouTube. Even the official documents are available for this thing. I'm sorry, uh, this is the one. Where is it? Yeah, this is the document available for your hair, where you can actually go deep dive how the hair is actually been used, what is this isotrophic roughness, what is each and every parameter is meant for. Okay, for making sure your hair looks much more realistic. So you can deep dive into this whenever you find time, and you will see some amazing results in your work that you can opt for. Right? Okay, this is one. This is green that you can replace to. This looks much more prominent. As you can see, it has some little bit of a greenish shade. Based on that, of course, I have to increase a bit of a pigments, bit of a redness, and the specular has to be green, dark green for that matter. And I can increase the render settings according to my will. I've made it 15. If you do this in your CPU render on your 15 AAA, it will take around what, 25 minutes, 25 minutes to an hour, I suppose, just to render this much, just to render this much. Okay, and it's giving me in seconds now, just 20 seconds, 22 seconds. GPU based rendering. So GPU based rendering is the future. All right. So that's why you require such kind of a shaders which are compatible with these kind of a render settings. GPU based rendering is available in Arnold right now. You can also take it into your different engine for that matter. That is the other engine. I don't want to mention the name, but you can actually take it over there too, and based on the same shaders, because that is also supported in that engine. Right, you have to just do a bit of a simple settings, and it would be done. Can you see this? It gives me a very nice hair sort of a look. If you find it good enough, you can give me a thumbs up into your comments wherever you want to. Right, so here comes our next poll question. If you can put it up, with what is the most important part in which hair can be set properly? Now, if you can give me a guess, then I'll elaborate further on this. 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. How many people answered? Can I see? Okay. Okay. This is the right answer. Maximum people opted for the region mask, which is the correct answer. The region mask is something which you can actually find over here. I mean, so suppose if I came into my XGen over here, is it? Yes. I'll just stop this. Click, click, click. Yes, it is region mask, which is the correct answer. And I'm very much impressed that despite I actually didn't elaborate it much over there, but people knew about it. So that's a good sign. The region mask is over here. Now, this is a very crucial part in order to make sure that your hair is setted properly. If you don't use this, then your hair while rendering will be actually dispersed like anywhere they want. It will be looking proper in your viewport, but it won't be properly set as it's supposed to be, as you want it, because you have not created a region mask. Based on this region mask, also people make a different hairstyle. I mean, like based on each and every collection, prepare different region mask. Okay, that gives them more accuracy. So yes, a region mask is very important. It looks like this. If you go for, if I can switch it off, yeah, by default it is on red, and in order to make it set, I actually use a different color altogether, mostly blue, and make sure that the blue color is setted over here. And I'll just flood it with the red right now. Why? Because I haven't used the strokes, so that whatever work that I do is reflected there. Something like this, right? So if I want to use this, I can use this and just simply save it. Doesn't matter if it is right or wrong, it is set it here. Can you see this? A little bit of a less density, and then the density goes up. Right, right. So as I was saying that I have actually prepared some other hairstyles also, just for your references. This is for the pony. Render, final, let's see. This is the one. Okay, the traditional render is this. It took me 10 minutes to render in traditionally. That's why I just made sure that it give you a final output altogether. This is the scratch, the hair shader and everything. This is a CPU based render right now. Okay. And say, suppose if I want to use my hair shader, as I have shown you, you can actually use through hyper shade. I'm repeating myself just a little bit, just to make sure that people can catch up again. Okay, just repeating myself one last time that I used pony, the collection head pony, and this collection with the description and everything. Select everything actually. That would be much more better. And your eyebrows, 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 eyebrows. Looks like I have selected everything, but I just want to make sure. Okay, no problem. I think I've pretty much covered. So I'll be using AI hair shader and click on the pony head collection. Looks like I have selected everything. Okay, so right click, assign material to selection, and also the lid, I suppose. Pony is there, the head is there, and the description and everything. Okay, okay, so no problem. And I'll just simply click here. Okay, make it system, GPU, and render. Initially, it takes a bit of a time to render, but it looks perfect. right? That thing actually took around 10 minutes, and this is taking in seconds. So that's the difference between the rendering part and this over here. Okay, right? So that I'm just repeating myself. Like, you can use it very extensively into your projects depending upon the character that you are having. In fact, even if you want to create different hairstyle as your portfolio, that is also kind of a artist people are looking for these days. So in order to make sure that you are aware of the entire xgen part, I'll also move on to the next genre of XGen, which is known as interactive grooming tool. Now, what's that genre I'm talking about very extensively, because it has made a little bit of my life very easier. What it does here is, say, suppose if I have, for that I have actually a simple PPT slide that you can actually look for. This was actually introduced in Maya 2017 as an update, and then in 18 it was very much fully integrated. Uh, it is very easy and very accurate to use such kind of a tool. The groom tool that I showed you initially for that you use for your fur, it works in a similar fashion, but that groom tool is traditionally used for only and only for fur. But this groom tool, you can even use it for your long hair, and it is very easy and very accurate. And I can't oversell in this way that it is really very interactive as you want to. Those people who are into like more of a creating guide from scratch, okay, for them this is a the ideal tool. Okay, now how to use this? For that, I'll again come back to the drawing board, that is from the scratch. Okay, rather than using this, I'll use a cube. Simply make it like this. Okay, sorry, modify, convert smooth mesh to polygons, control E. I'll just simply increase this to 3, I suppose. Yeah, this would do. Yeah, this looks good. Why I didn't use the traditional spear? Because to be very frank, I want it in a in certain way, like a spike. Okay, if you want to, if you use that traditional spear, then it will be having a curve within that spear itself. I mean, like it would look ugly and unnatural. So just to make it more natural, I wanted everything in quad. So that's call me old fashioned or whatever you want to. Make it like a planner, and I'll be just simply using the quickly the editor, right click edges, key convert this edges into UVs, selection into UVs. Okay, I don't want all of the UVs. I just want just this much, or say this much. Okay. Mm-mm. Oh, sorry. Of course, I have kept my symmetry on. That's why. Okay, sorry. Yes. Okay, and just simply make it split UVs. I don't know how many people are using this, but this is the unfold that you get these days in Maya, the newer versions. If you are using the older version, I'm so sorry. This was not there in earlier. Anyways, uh, tools, do, and this one done. This is the easy part about it, but now comes the real way. So for that, I'll be actually, why I did this, as I mentioned it earlier, you will be using it just like as if you are using a texture. But in order to use XGen, you have to follow that same protocol of how you use it for texture. Yeah, you have a clean UV. It should be in that particular UV set, or within this one by one UV altogether. It should be here, nowhere else. So certain things has to be followed as per that. Okay. So anyway, uh, yeah, this is the way. Okay, XGen. Now till here, till here, this is the classic way of using XGen. From here, this is the modern way of using XGen. In order to use this modern way of XGen, this is the interactive tool editor. Now, the description that I created earlier, the same thing you will be actually creating over here too, but the description is something over here, the interactive grooming splines. This is something that you will be actually using. And in here, the guideway that I have already named over here with a bit of a density and a bit of a length here. Okay, already the I mean, I don't want to generate the seeds here. It better be one. No need to make it very heavy. And the CV counts within the interactive tool, I'll just increase it to by 10. Right. So if I just simply click over here and create, this is what I get. The best part is like it will be created only and solely where it is required. So whatever the faces that I selected, only there it has been created. Okay. uh, I can play along with this very well. I mean, uh, trust me, I really loved this part because if I get something like a comb tool, okay, just have a look. As it sounds, it is a comb tool. It is combing my hair. And since I have a bit of segments within my hair, it follows it. Okay. At the same time, say suppose if I am using a grab tool, which is like over here, which is very next to it, it does the same thing, but in a very hard way. Now, why this thing is possible is because you have created an interactive groom tool and you get something known as sculpt. You can create multiple sculpting layers by saying that, say, this sculpt is doing this. I can go back and I can come back. And at the same time, say, suppose if I added a sculpt layer over here and clicked on this edit and do whatever way you want to, and you find it, no, I don't want it this way, fine, let's go back. It is coming back. So multiple sculpt layers can be done so that you can play along with your hairstyle. I don't want this much long, I don't want this much bare long or thick or something like that. You can even control your length here. This is width, actually this is a width one, this is the length one. I can create more amount of length here. Like this, based on that sculpt, huh? Mind you, whatever you have clicked on that particular edit, this sculpt is following that. Okay, they have made it more interactive so that the artist would be concentrating more on the art part and the modeling way of art part. You are actually working as if you are working like a model. And trust me, this thing is really addictive. I personally, while I was taking such kind of a lecture, let me just add you a personal note. While I was actually thinking about this webinar and I thought that let's do it for hair, I was literally observing each and every male and female's hair within my office and everywhere where I'm actually going through, because that is your live reference. And accordingly, I was actually making the entire model. So the person next to you is your live reference. Okay, I'll be making the hair like this, I'll be making the hair like that. So uh, it really makes you one a creative, or you can say like your inner create artist actually जाग जाता है यार. I want to create something like this, I want to create something like this, I want to do like that, I want to do that. So this these kind of a tool really makes you wonder, and the sky is the limit for such kind of a thing, right? So say suppose if you are having something like that, this, and I'll give you a certain basics about that. As I mentioned earlier, the earlier if I have to do a bit of a simulation of my hair, the hair should be wavy or something like that. In the classic way of XGen, in order to do something like that, that was a bit of a task, because I had to literally go into my FX. Then over here, I used to go into create hair. In here, this was the NURBS curve that I was getting. I have to convert these NURBS curves and the dynamic into guide. All right, so it was like a task, literally a task. Many times it was actually a nightmare to create something like that, because if I have to do something like a hair simulation, it's better that I place a simple plane and rig it. That was the best way to do simulation. If I want to do a small simulation within hair, that was the ideal way of doing it earlier. Okay, but after grooming tool, I find it much more simple. Why do you say? Because if I just click over here in my guide or linear wire, either of it, okay, both of them actually has their own purpose on its own. Okay, the guide itself helps you in the traditional way of placing your guide as it was been done earlier, and linear wire is actually purely for simulation. For this example, I am just using this purely for a simulation part. So as you can see, within this linear wire, and if I go into its attribute, you get something known as inputs. So you have to create over here. Just simply click on create. It gives you certain amount of wire. Can you see this? These yellow parts over here. These are your guides only. I mean, like they are none other but your guide. Okay. And once you click on create, you get as per your guide base, like you can increase the density or and reduce the density as per your wish. I'll just keep it like this for now. And in your linear wire, just simply make it wire dynamic and done. That's it. I mean, like you have to just make wire dynamic. Make sure it is having a collide with mesh. The collision itself is done for you, and click on apply. That's it. And for that, I'll simply play. Okay. Now, in order to make sure that this follows along with the particular guides that are there, okay, please, okay, I'll just simply did was I missed out one thing. You have to click on update, and it follows, right? So I did a bit of an animation for you. Simulation T, don't save, just as a reference. We did a bit of an animation here, right? So say suppose if I did the same thing here, came into my drawing, sculpted, added the linear wire, clicked here, create, increased a bit of density for that matter. Yes, just simply increased a bit of a 10. Yeah, 10 is a good number, no problem. And come back to my linear wire, Make it dynamic, collide, apply, and it's calculating right now. You can see, and make sure you're clicking on update. That's it. This is how you are actually making simulation, and you can control it. You can simply control it. So suppose if I am clicking here, going back, okay, you can control the magnitude. That's suppose I want my roots to have a less amount of movement, and the tip should have more amount of movement. You can control it. Okay, just to make sure that you can see what I'm talking about, I'll just, the guide would be working as you are looking over here, going on its hey why and all those things. So I'll just simply click over here and hide the guides so that you can see. Yes. So this is how you actually can animate your guide. Some tips, those people who don't know, the texturing, modeling, texturing, animation, rigging and animation is been done first. Then last, you have to do your simulation. So the simulation work as per your animation, period. Just a quick update. Because most of the audience are also, some of them are very new to the industry. That's why I was actually looking for that. Okay, so this is how actually I did some of my simulation for some of my own models, which would be animate. Yes. It's taking a bit of time. Yes. This was done. I hope I did the animation here. Because if it didn't, played, is it playing? I think it's taking a bit of a time to do that, but fortunately, I was prepared for this because I think my laptop is actually getting a bit of a heat up problem. I do have something for you. Documents. Try. Yes. This is the play blast of this thing. I did very basic animation. Okay. You can also add up, I mean, see, I know it's not very great sort of a thing, but at least it is something as a testing part. Have a look. Mhm. Open animation. Sorry, my bad. Okay, so this is something that I did based on that linear part, and you can actually make a lot of different hairstyle. This is one hairstyle that I was talking about, the long hair, but also, say, suppose if you are into male hair, this is the male hair that you can actually opt for based on that. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Hair. Yes, sure. Yes. Something like this. This is the hairstyle that actually I opted for, and when I used Arnold. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Arnold. Yes. Same. Yes. Just a simple two area light and a simple over here. It rendered me like this. Not this, but this. Can you see the logs? Okay. So I hope you liked it, whatever information that I passed on to you. This was a very quick one. Of course, I would love to do one-on-one sessions also for some of the projects that you actually got. If you're working on and it requires a hair simulation or hair part or any other topic for that matter. We do time and again sessions timely and pretty soon, as I mentioned. We will be also doing it for Maya and Max 2024 latest features, where I'll be actually showing you some of the practical application of how you can use this tool and this tool practically into your projects, and you can take it from further from there. So the takeaway note from here is like Maya itself has many tools that are that would be creating base for certain part, and something is there which is unique about Maya, that it enhances or it embraces all the genre of the production. That's why it is used so extensively in the market, right from the modeling till end of production of our Arnold hair effects. Simulation Bifrost is something which is where they have been developing very extensively, and I wish to take a session with an industry expert also in the future. We had already taken it something in past, but if suppose if there is a popular demand and you need more for further elaboration on Bifrost, I'll be happy to do something for that part also. With that note, thank you for attending this webinar. Shirish, if you want to add something.
Thank you so much, Ignesh. I think that was quite extensive, guys. This was a much awaited session, and it's very rare for, although it got extended from 1.5 hour to almost quarter to 2 hours. Is because these kind of sessions are very exclusive, and it's very not everyone takes up these kind of hair simulation topics when it comes to webinar, because this is a very niche topic that usually gets taken up. All right. So that was Jignesh, and he tried his best to cover up the topics which was very important. And you will start understanding the importance of these sessions when you start working on certain projects where
Exactly.
hair simulation is very critical. Okay. And there are like Jignesh meant, there are a lot of animation movies where you see that, especially for creating video ads for certain hair-based companies. Okay. Or if there is a movie where graphics with respect to hair, like Moana and various other movies, where hairs of, whether it was Moana, or whether it was the fat guy, the hairs were complementing their entire character.
Mm.
So for you it may seem like, this is just hair, how big of a deal it can be. But trust me, in this media and entertainment industry, hair plays a very big role. And that changes the way a character is displayed. Take for an instance a movie like Pathan. His entire hairstyle, okay, has changed the way Shah Rukh Khan looks. Okay,
And
now,
I'll add to something like this.
yeah.
Many of these movies that you see, either it's Bollywood or Hollywood or Tollywood or any other way, if you are looking at some stunts, see it carefully. They are being recreated in CG, and they have used Maya and hair within that. It could be anything, xgen, it could be other plugins. I'll name those plugins. Yeti is one of the plugins that people are extensively using these days. Okay, I agree, it is good enough, but at least you will be, if those people who have attended this session today, you should get some sort of a base of how to use a Yeti, because Yeti also possesses the same tools, only a bit enhanced features over here and there. So it's up to you, up to the artist, what he wants to use into that product, or into that their project altogether. But again, the base should be very clean and neat so that you can build your characters from there. And I'm
Right.
sure Pathan, within Pathan also, they have used extensively the stunt double, the CG doubles for of Shah Rukh Khan, because Shah Rukh Khan won't be able to create do such kind of a stunt or have that kind of an abs. Sorry.
Right. Yeah. Very true. So guys, so that's what we wanted to highlight with these sessions. Okay, we thank all of you. Now, without taking any much of your time, let's jump to the to the conclusion part where we declare the pricing. So for all those of you who have waited all this time, we want
I
to reward
suppose
you.
I suppose there was a question that
Yes.
I say
Yes, yes.
asked
So
to
we are
you.
going to have the lucky draw session, kind of. It's not a lucky draw; it's a lucky question. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna post a question. So I'm going to share my screen. So all of you are required to log into a LinkedIn account, and you are required to post a question. I assume all of you would have a LinkedIn account. For all the artists out there, I would urge that you have a LinkedIn account. Even if you are young, it doesn't matter, as long as you know you need to start building your profile. Okay, and every organization looks up to LinkedIn to see what kind of work you have done, and the best platform to showcase your work is LinkedIn. Okay, so hence, we are going to post a question on LinkedIn. You can definitely follow our LinkedIn page for a lot of updates. We keep on doing a lot of posting a lot of techniques, a lot of questions, a lot of funny memes, just to keep the audience occupied and feel motivated towards these softwares. So I request Inda to please post that question. Whosoever answers first, okay, I will put that on the screen. So I'm not, it's going to be absolutely transparent. So whosoever answers first and it gets reflected on the screen, and if the answer is correct, which will be testified by Jignesh, then that person gets a 500 rupees Amazon voucher from us. Okay, you will have to put down your contact details and your email ID in the chat box after that, and you will be rewarded with a voucher. This is just a small gesture to express our gratitude for you guys staying up for the last 2 hours. So let me just share my screen quickly with you guys. All right. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna share the link to our what do you call page, our LinkedIn page. Just 1 minute. I'll put it in the chat so that you guys can directly access it. All right, guys. So I've just posted the link to our LinkedIn page, and I'll also share it. All right. So that's our LinkedIn page. Okay, you can just search by the name Capricot Media and Entertainment Solutions, and you will land on this particular page. So let me just share the question with you guys, and we are gonna keep our eyes on the question. All right. So this is your question, guys. So quickly. Which was the first movie in which X-Gen from Maya was used extensively? Okay, you're not supposed to put the answer in the chat box here. You're supposed to put the answer in the comment section over here. Okay, I see a box. Yeah, perfect. All right. So you just have to comment here. Whosoever answers first gets the prize. Again, I repeat, which was the first movie in which XGen from Maya was used extensively? We're waiting for your response. Inder, keep refreshing the page to see if we get a response. Okay, there is one comment. Finally, we see a comment. Okay. 22 seconds ago, it was Divya Shilpa. Okay, and the answer is Tangle. Jignesh, I hope you're seeing my screen. I can't hear. You're muted, Jignesh. Yeah. Yeah. So the first to answer was 22 seconds ago by Divya Shilpa. Second was Maulik, again Tangle. Okay, let me refresh the page. So Divya is the first so far. Okay, Divya was the first. Okay, and Maulik was second. Just 1 minute. Yeah. Achha, achha, sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. Correct, correct, correct. Yeah, okay, thanks. So I'm so sorry. It was Maulik who was
Malik who
first.
was first.
Maulik was
Yes,
first.
Malik who
Okay.
was first. Yes.
Yeah, Maulik who was first. He answered 24 seconds prior,
24
and then
seconds.
it was Divya
So Divya actually missed by 2 seconds.
by 2 seconds. So imagine, guys. We'll just wait for another 20 or 30 seconds, and we'll see if there are any others, and we'll answer the
And let's see who is.
who's more quick.
Okay. And mind
So,
you,
guys,
uh,
while
uh,
we are yeah,
yeah,
Jignesh.
mind you, we'll be keep on posting such kind of a quiz on our LinkedIn. So do follow us. So and time and again, we will be giving some sort of a surprises on LinkedIn too.
Definitely, guys. So we keep on posting a
Yeah,
lot of content that helps you guys stay up to date. And trust me, guys, we got this feedback from one of our followers that one of the questions which we posted on social media was actually an interview question for them
oh,
at a certain organization. So
great.
imagine, so how helpful this can be.
This can be.
So these are out of the blue questions, and they just are. It's not always that during your interview that you get asked questions pertaining to the tools. They also want to know how aware you are when it comes to general awareness. All right. Okay, so I think we are time's up. I'll just refresh the page one last time to see if there are any other contestants who have answered the question. And I think that's it. I think we only have Maulik and Divya as the two people answering. All right, Jignesh, over to you. So
The correct
is
answer.
the answer
They
correct?
both they both answered correctly. Tangle was the movie, to be very frank, where it literally got invented. You can say that the XGen was actually sort of invented and very extensively used on it, and then Autodesk procured it within immediately. You can say effective immediately. They were using exchange like tool before. As Pixar, because originally it was actually with Pixar, and then Disney took over Pixar too, and then that's how XGen was came into their basket. But the extensive part, that is very extensively, they used XGen as a name, and as a tool was Tangle. Rapunzel's hair was absolutely gorgeous. So was Maximus, the horse. If you have seen that movie is one of the best. And those people who are students or to if they are attending this webinar, I would encourage you to keep on seeing movies. I mean, you won't find any other field where you will be encouraged to see movies for your own curriculum, because those movies would be your you can say case studies. in the for such kind of a thing. I personally do it till date. I mean, there's no single movie that actually when I see that and I don't analyze it, how they have made it and how the must have they created something like this. It literally ruins people who will be seeing it with their family or girlfriend or wife. But unfortunately, this is like you can say. A collateral damage would be if you are being with a VFX artist or a creative person who is from this field. It's kind of a nightmare, at least for my wife. You can say that. Sirish, you are mute.
Yeah. So guys, with that, we come to the end of the session. We appreciate everyone for their attendance.
Very much
Uh,
appreciated.
we request the winner to please switch on your camera and let us congratulate you. If you can just switch on your camera for a few minutes, Mr. Maulik, it would be really helpful for us to wish thank you. Let me allow you to switch on your camera. Just one quick minute. We have questions, guys.
Yeah, yeah,
We
yeah.
will
I'm so
take
sorry.
questions. We will
Yeah, I'm
definitely
so
take
sorry. I'm so
questions.
sorry. Yeah, if you have any questions, please do ask. We are there till next 5 minutes more. We can take questions.
I think Mr. Maulik is not there on the call.
Okay, okay. Mr. Brijesh has a question. Yeah,
Okay, I'll just unmute him. Yeah, so I'll
okay.
unmute you, Brajesh, so that you can ask question. Yeah.
Yeah, Mr. Brijesh. Hello, Mr. Brijesh. I can see your hand up, but I cannot hear you. Can you unmute yourself?
I've given you rights to unmute yourself, Mr. Brajesh. You can just unmute yourself. Or if you want to
Chat.
ask question through chat, you can
You
definitely do
can
that.
definitely ask to chat also. No problem.
Yeah, you can put it in the Q&A question section.
Yes, yes. Shreya has a question, I suppose.
Yes, yeah, go ahead.
Hello, Shreya.
I think this is. Can you hear my voice?
Yeah, yeah,
Yes,
I can.
yes.
Yeah,
This
yeah.
is Maulik here. Basically, this ID that has been given to me from that WhatsApp, na. So that's why वो Shreya दिखा रहा है. I'm Maulik here.
Okay, okay,
Oh,
okay.
oh, okay, okay.
Okay,
So
Yeah,
this
okay.
is
yeah, yeah.
so
So you
you
said the
can put
Maulik
it.
is not there around, तो हाँ. So ये answer मेरी team में है. उन्होंने दिया है. So like
Okay,
thank you. Like you know.
So
okay.
who was the one who answered? Can you please
Tell
switch
your
on your
name.
camera for some time?
Soni
Sonia
Tiwari.
Tiwari. Oh, okay, okay. Soni Tiwari has answered it.
Okay,
Yes.
can you just put her details? My team will get in touch with her,
Yeah, yeah.
and yeah, just put her name, contact number, and email ID in the chat box. In
Correct.
that, please make a note of it, and we'll have connect with her once.
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks, man.
Thank you
Thank
for
you so much.
participating.
Thank you so much. It was
Jignesh, you
really
rock, huh?
Thank you, thank you.
thank you. All right, thank you so much for your kind participation, everyone. Rajesh, I see your hands up, but I think you will have to manually unmute yourself, just like others, or you can just put in the chat. Is there anyone else who has a question? There's someone by the name Hercules who has this. I thought this is English.
Oh,
I'm sorry, I didn't quite get your question.
no, no, no.
Jignesh, I think.
Actually, I've been
So sorry.
reminded to speak in English only.
Okay,
So
okay,
after a certain time, I switched
switch.
entirely into English.
Okay, no problem. All right, so that's about it, guys. So thank you so much. If I would really, if some of you could, if you're on laptop, if you could please switch on your cameras, we would like to take a quick snap. Okay, with Mr. Jignesh. Okay, this is like a small memento for us that you guys all attended, and especially I would like to thank the team from Arena who are sitting live and attending this in a classroom.
Thank you so
That's
much.
really amazing, guys, and this shows your level of dedication towards this industry. where you really want to contribute and you want to learn. So guys, this industry doesn't stop at learning at one phase. It's a continuous process. Okay. The day you stop, Jignesh, after 13 years, he keeps on learning even as we speak.
Yes.
So he doesn't stop learning. So I see most of his time, him dedicating to, understanding the new breakthroughs in the technology and the changes and the evolution that is happening in this industry. So that's the kind of dedication he has for this, and the kind of love he has for this industry. And if you really aspire to grow in this industry, yes, you need to develop that kind of a attitude towards this industry. So before we sign off with from this session, I request all of you, if you can please switch on your cameras. We'll take the next 10 seconds. All right, I see that there are some difficulties, I think.
I think you have to allow them as rights for camera, I suppose.
They have for camera, I've given them rights. Just 1 minute. Oh, just check. It's the rights are already given, I think. I think there's some difficulties. All right, no problem then. No
No
issues,
problem.
guys. We understand. That's absolutely fine. So thank you once again, everyone. It was
Thank
really
you.
nice having you with us. It's indeed our pleasure to have you here with us. And thank you so much, Jignesh, for taking out time and taking this session.
And stay
And
tuned
stay
for our
tuned.
next session. It would be in Max 2024 and Maya 2024. I'm repeating myself. It would be more of a practical applications. I'll be creating things from scratch if you want to, so that you understand those tools more accurately.
Perfect. Thank you so much. So, guys, stay tuned to our channel. Stay tuned to Media and Entertainment channel by Capricot on LinkedIn and Instagram. We keep posting the updates on the webinar and tools there, and that's the best way to stay connected.
Yeah.
Right. Thank you so much. This is
Thank you.
Shirish Yadav signing off for today's session with Jignesh Mistry. Have a great day and a great evening. Bye bye.
Bye bye. Thank you.